There's a saying that goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
You're crazy. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I?
Joe Biden, aka Jim Joe, has put himself in a prime position to become America's 46th president. Now, this is not a guarantee and it's not certain because I think before they can cross the T's and dot the I's, I think that's not until January. So there's still a little way to go before he can, certify that he is president. And as it is, I think, as it's stated that even though Trump has seemed to be going, golfing and enjoying his life, it's deemed that he's not going down without a fight. And there's some question as to how Joe Biden won certain states. And there's all kind of claims of fraudulent behavior and X, Y, Z, this, that, and the other.
Gee, just about the 700,000 votes that President Trump was ahead by 2 days ago, that disappeared.
Well, I'm not going to go into that today. What I wanted to talk about now is who he's used or who he's elected to be his VP. And that is Kamala Harris. And what it is that there is some real strong mixed feelings about her being VP. Now, as for Biden being president, because I'm not going to dismiss him. As for Biden being president, amongst foundational black Americans, there is no difference between him being president and Trump being president.
Yeah, right now we're in a situation where we're forced to pick between the lesser of two evils, which is really not a choice. This is why a lot of black people here in America, foundational black Americans, are really choosing to opt out of this election.
They don't consider him to be any worse or any better than Trump. Because at the end of the day, as far as they're concerned, Trump and Biden are both cut from the same cloth of white supremacy. Right? So it doesn't really matter. Their disdain for Trump and Joe Biden is the same. Even though I would go as far as to say, some would say that Biden is a bit worse because at least Trump hasn't put in any policies or made any bills, as they call it, that were specific to the detriment of black people, i.e. Joe Biden's 94 crime bill.
You ashamed of that bill?
Not at all. And in fact, I drafted the bill, as you remember.
I know that.
Which encouraged officers to lock up people that committed all offences. And then what you would find is that a lot of black people, the number of black people getting arrested for what you would call a minor offence or something silly was on the increase. So you found that a lot of black people were getting banged up for nonsense. And in certain areas, and that didn't go down well, you know what I mean? And then most recently, you had Biden come out and say, "Oh, if you don't vote for him, you're not black," or something like that, something along them lines.
But if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
You know what I mean? And then, and then also there's also the what I would call the touchy-feely Joe Biden. You know what I mean? The touchy-feely Joe Biden. So there's a bunch of things about Joe Biden that black people don't like. But again, between him and Trump, like I said, they're both cut from the same cloth. So people ain't really, foundational black Americans, not really too bothered about that. Well, I say some foundational black Americans aren't too bothered about that. You do have a few that caper for Biden.
So Joe Biden has been on the political scene for a long, long time. And I wonder what you think it is that has resonated so much for African American voters when it comes to Joe Biden.
Well, I do think that people are really scared. They're worried about another 4 years of Donald Trump. And I think as the field whittled down, Joe Biden sort of emerged as a safe bet for folks to beat Donald Trump.
And that is still, like I said, they are considered those who are still the ones that are, they've always voted Biden, or they've always voted Democrat. And just because Biden is on the Democrat side of the game, they'll just vote for him. And it's just one of those standard procedure ones. You know what I mean? But anyway, before I start to ramble on. Joe Biden has picked Kamala Harris to be his VP, Vice President. And this has stirred up, some mixed opinions and emotions. And the two main differences, or the two main opinions are of these two, what I would say, classes or classifications, right? One, some people look at it as
having a African American female on the ticket, as well as a woman that makes history by itself, and she's ready to do the work for the change.
Oh my God, she's the first black VP. She's the first Indian VP. She's the first Jamaican VP. She's the first woman VP. She's the first of all kind of different things, right? And therefore, as a black woman or a representative of black people in America, then she should be upheld and praised for her achievements, so forth and so on. But then you have the other side of the argument where black people are saying, or foundational black people are saying, well, you know what, based on her track record and her, let's say her unhanded or her disdain for black Americans in the way she conducts some of the laws or the way that she upholds the law in certain fashions is very, or they consider it to be anti-black. She's not gone down too well.
Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. That would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
And the idea that because she is biracial and she has, her dad was West Indian, her mum is East Indian, right? That she can jump from one or pick whatever she does, she picks the ethnicity what benefits her the most at whatever time. So it's like, oh, she's only gonna be black when it's considered. She's gonna be black when it suits. She's gonna be Indian when it suits. She's gonna be American when it suits, and all of these things kind of like play into people thinking, well, she's not a good bet.
All the Democratic Negro bootlegs start running out here. Y'all better support a black woman. Y'all stop all that complaining. Y'all just be happy about a black woman. Kamala Harris has never identified as a black woman, y'all. Her identifying as a black woman is some recent shit, dude. Let's keep it a buck. If you look at old interviews of her, she's always said she's Indian or Asian. She just recently started that black woman shit, dude.
Yeah, but all the people that are supporting her are propping her up based on the fact that she represents black people. That for me is not good enough, right? Because you had Obama do that back in 2008 to 2016.
These young people are proud of Howard, proud of their place in it. Last night, for every one of them, was a coming of age. Obama is both an emblem and a brand. They are of the post-civil rights, post-voting rights age.
They couldn't be more happier. But then come 2015 and 16...
So you were dissatisfied with the first black president of the United States. Why was that?
Barack Obama didn't do anything for black America. And we waited a long time. We did a lot. I'm from Mississippi. I marched. I went through the civil rights movements, the whole 9 yards. And we waited a long time for that moment to come, to get a black president. And we thought that we'd get a lot of results in black neighborhoods and stuff, but I didn't see any prosperity come. All I saw through the Obama administration was the rich got richer. That's all I saw.
At the end of the day, he played the role of president, and he just conformed to what the powers that be told him to do. So, looking at Kamala Harris now and thinking and going down that same route of thinking that, oh my God, she's the first black vice president and she's going to do great. She's going to be a fantastic spokesperson for black people. I'd be wary of that.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No. Because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country.
You know what I mean? I'm a person that throw caution to the wind. You know, I'll be like, I don't know about that one there. Let's see what she does first before we start putting her on a pedestal like that. You know what I mean? And that's all I would say on that matter. Because like I says, you know, her policies of supporting, you know, like I said, what are some of the things that they say about her? They're saying that, you know, while she was the attorney general or whatever it is, you know, the judge person, whatever it is, you know, at the end of the day, she supported the crime bill, or she upheld, should I say, not supported, upheld the crime bill by, like I said, taking that law to the letter. And under her watch, many black people were banged up and thrown into jail. Right, I wouldn't say for no reason at all, but for minor and unnecessary things, you know what I mean? It's like that one. And then obviously, you know, the way that she conducts herself. I mean, I think there was an interview and people always question her blackness, right? And there was an interview where the person asked her, you know, name a rapper alive, excuse the sirens, name a rapper alive, yeah? And she couldn't do it. She said Tupac.
And then best rapper alive.
Tupac.
He's not alive. You say he lives on.
But not a lot. I know. I keep doing that.
You said, listen, West Coast girls think Tupac lives on. I'm with you. So Tupac, keep going.
Now Tupac's been dead for many, many years. And the person that was asking, the host that was asking the questions, kind of pointed it out to her, and even tried to give her a stick. You know what I mean? Even tried to throw her a couple of bones. You know what I'm saying?
West Coast girls think Tupac lives on. I'm with you.
And she couldn't think of any other rapper.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, you know, there are some that I would not mention right now because they should stay in their lane.
Not even Eminem, for crying out loud. She was there, or, you know, trying to skate around the conversation and this, that, and the other. And it was like, people are saying, well, how black is she really? To be, as a person who's supposed to represent black people, how black can she really be if she can't name more than one rapper? You know? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, someone, and I can say that, like, I could speak to someone who lives in Hull, an old white woman that lives in Hull. Can you name a rapper? And she'd probably name more than that. You know what I mean? But anyway, so questioning her blackness has always been a thing. And again, the reason why I think that she comes under such scrutiny is because, again, she in her history, right, has shown to be a black woman that conforms to white supremacy. Not conforms to it, but supports white supremacy, right? And I'll give you an example.
Right there. Also, I heard you said I won't say the N-word back to you. You dared me. I ain't gotta say it back. My lady will say it for me. I got a down-ass chick. Michael Blackson, you punk ass. Ho. Michael Blackson, you bitch ass. God, I wish I could say it. Now maybe some dinner, baby.
As you can see in that video, Gary knowingly uses his black partner to say the N-word because he knows he couldn't say it because it would end his career. And what people are saying about Kamala is the same, is that she would be the same thing for Joe Biden, that mouthpiece. You know what I mean? So he could come up with a policy that would be detrimental to black people. Let's say hypothetically he come up with a policy that was, you know, detrimental to black people across the board. And had he not had Kamala Harris on his side, people would rip him to bits for it. But the fact that he can use Kamala Harris to say, well, no, it can't be a racist policy because Kamala Harris supports it and she's black. You know what I'm saying? One of those ones. But anyway, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden being put in a position of power, as in controlling America, the new leaders of the free world, so to speak, in 2021. Is it a good thing? I don't know. I'm not too sure. I can't see into the future. But based on their track record, it don't look good. You know, the future isn't bright. But you know what? Some say that leopards change their spots. I question that. And all I can say is that until the time comes, we'll have to wait and see what their plans are. But at the same time, you have to watch them like a hawk and pressure them to make sure that, and I'm speaking for the Black Foundation Americans now, to make sure that when they start committing any kind of f***ery, it gets called out straight away. You know what I mean? Because that's the power of media nowadays. You can call it out, so they have to change. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Kamala Harris, good thing, bad thing? I'm out. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.
Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes.